I find that training fasted first thing when I wake up in the morning, which is exactly what I'm gonna be doing during this transformation. It's like wake up, I'm gonna get a lift in, lift with my buddy Kane. Then then I'm gonna up my lunges to 10 minutes a day at the start. So that'll be my cardio. That will be my bombs away principle. That'll be my biggest streak during all of this. Something that I do every day, 7 days a week. I'm gonna be doing 10 minutes of lunges, and then I find that when I do both those things, all of the glycogen in my muscle is gone. So like I'm just running off of fat all day. And then I'll be playing golf and then I'll get to work. Play golf every morning at the simulator because during this 12 weeks, I will be a scratch golfer at the end of it. And I'm going to keep doing the Bombs Away program. So it's going to be, I'll be one of the fastest guys in the world too. In terms of like driver speed. That's just from lifting. I'm not gonna do anything crazy outside of that. Like I just know it's gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
So like, yeah. So in terms of structure my day, wake up, work out first thing, or not first thing. Maybe we'll get into that. What we're actually doing in the mornings, but like, first thing, exercise, whatever else, and then I probably won't eat until noon on the days that I do eat. But I'm going to listen to myself, and if I'm hungry and I want breakfast, sometimes I'll have breakfast after I work out, sometimes I won't. And we're going to do the calories over the course of the week. So that's how I'm structuring the fitness part of this. And there's going to be a lot more to the challenge in terms of like what I'm going to do lifestyle-wise and like changes that I want to make. But yeah.
I'm excited to do where I'm going to focus on all of my like exercising with the bands, focusing on like more so circuit style. I will.
Are you gonna have a split?
I'm gonna just go full body. And
how's
so, like,
your week gonna be laid out?
So what I had done in the past, and so this is when I did it for reps. I picked I did full body 5 days a week for 4 weeks, and I did 100 reps for each body part.
Are you gonna do the full body?
I'm gonna do full body every single
Shape
day.
Anywhere experience?
Yeah, let's do that. I can do that.
We have that up.
So, like what I did there was I would do 100 reps, so basically 500, and some of the days would be 600 because if it was unilateral, then I would do both.
Mm-hmm.
So by the end of that, I counted it was 13,000 reps in 20 days, and I actually gained. I didn't have any specific goals in mind. I wanted to see what would happen. And I gained a little over 7 pounds and got so ripped doing it. This time I want to take a similar approach, but not focusing on the rep count and just focusing on each week, increasing the amount of time I am active.
Okay.
So I'm going to play around with maybe doing starting with 2 minutes per exercise and then cycle through that once and then twice.
Okay.
And then do that for the first week, and then based on how it feels, maybe add 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Or potentially another minute. And part of what I want to do is most of this stuff is either outside or in the pool.
Okay.
And what I really I'm excited to experience is just finding different ways I can get into more of a meditative flow while I'm doing it.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
That's why with the intentionality I was talking about before, and I've done this in 2 different ways. When I was lifting weights, I would use visualization, and one of my favorite things and we had talked about this with lacrosse, right? With benching, I'm gonna destroy this kid, you know?
Yeah.
Like I was visualizing when I would do sprints, when I would do agility, I would visualize myself on the field with my stick when I was doing it. So
Pause. Are you a psych up before you lift heavy weights, or are you a calm down before you lift heavy weights guy?
Come on, do you know me to be
You're
calm?
psych up.
I am
I'm a about to get under 400, 500 pounds. Like I'm trying to get into a calm place.
Yeah,
Which is weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
My way's weird.
Yeah.
Because most people are like, give me a smack or something. I'm like, I just need to calm down real quick.
Yeah, it's like
All right,
not that crazy. I would listen to, usually I would have one song that I would listen to, and it would get me to a very specific place energetically. And
Oh, Angry Music for sure, but not
Linkin
not
Park was
Angry-
my
yeah.
my go-to.
Lead It Out.
My all-time favorite Linkin Park song.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite PR songs. Yeah.
Yes. But like actually kind of how like I got the nickname Beast was like my friends would be like, 'cause at the time I'd be drinking Monster because that was the only thing we had, and like their Nas was my favorite one, the green one, and what I would do like it was like
Nas is a whole other brand.
no like the nitric oxide where they would
Container.
infuse it with the Monster. It was like smaller cans. They weren't that
I
common.
remember those.
But they were
That was like
so
high school.
smooth and so good.
Yeah.
And what I would do back when was it Jack 3D was the thing.
Just meth in a can.
Basically,
Yeah.
I would before like during the lifts and pre-game, I would have my Monster and me and my buddy Jordan taking a scoop, dry scoop it to the face, and everybody would be like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
All right, leave Stoop alone. He's unleashing the beast.
Yeah, it's about to pop
Yeah,
off.
yeah. He's like, don't talk to him, don't touch him. He's in the zone. And it was so like it'd kind of be like calm, and then the storm.
Yeah.
Whereas like I would never really like yell. I wouldn't talk. I was just on the field. I would like obviously communicate, but it was very like no social, nothing. Like even the like whoever I was playing would try to talk to me.
Yeah.
No words.
I simply don't like attention. I think that's why I get to a calm place because I'm like I don't want people watching me do this everything.
Yeah, they never really. Like for me, I never had any thought about anybody else. Just like more so like nothing else existed, and I'm just like I'm gonna destroy this.
Yeah,
And
I've gotten better with age. I've always just like please don't look at me. It's like just so nervous about everything, anybody else in the world. It's like I'm not even thinking about myself most of the time.
Yeah, and so like this is. I'm not sure where, like when and where this. I think this is just kind of always how I've been, and I hadn't before hearing from other people about that. I never knew that was like a way of existing.
Yeah, it's
Just like
just worried about everybody else all the
Yeah,
time.
like so, and like this was also like I only have one gear and it's go, and I'm very like. I would never really be deterred by what other people would say. It never fazed me. I never worried about it. Never thought about it. But also in the inverse, I lived so much of my life in a dark place that I thought was what everybody experienced. I'm like, oh, some moments of happiness. Like this was fun.
Yeah.
I had no idea until like you hear other people like open up about those things. Like you don't know what you don't know, and that's not like you, or that's not like, oh, we weren't all built with this program. It's like not the same. Oh, this is very interesting, because it was really an eye opener. It was really an eye opener with like some of my friends on my team would ask, you know, like how do you block out the like what other people say? I was like, other people are saying that?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah. No.
Like they're gonna say I did awesome. Yeah, okay, cool. They're gonna say I did do awesome. Guess what? I don't care. I've gotten
to
doesn't
that
matter.
place in the last like 2 or 3 years where now it's like I don't really give a fuck what anybody else thinks. And it was exhausting to live in a place where you cared so much about whatever. And most people are just wrong about everything anyway. And they don't know you in the first place.
Yeah.
Even if they know you well, they don't know you.
100%.
Only you can
Well,
justify to yourself if what you're doing is from the right place, and then fuck everybody else.
absolutely. Well, here's something like an interesting fact. Psychologically speaking, if anybody is reacting to something you're doing, and any opinion they have is purely projection, it is. There's not really many discernible facts rooted in your experience. It's taking what they think they're seeing, and they're basically they're articulating what they wish they could have done, what they would have done, what they would do if they ever could in your position, from what they know or don't know or haven't experienced or want to.
Mm.
And it's so easy to think that just because someone is telling you something, and this could be someone of like that you might look up to, or that you know that you're always hearing stuff from, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, that you're placing your value in opinions of other people, not realizing that most people don't even know themselves well enough to be able to discern how to actually give an unbiased information with no emotional charge or projection.
Okay.
That is something that is quite interesting, and that's something that now in working with so many athletes, I'm seeing just how prevalent that is. That I never really got to experience myself, so I am learning from more so how they've been experiencing things, and like, hey, like that's just they just projecting what their insecurities are.
Yeah.
They're projecting onto you what they wish they could have done and never had the ability to do.
Yep.
And now, because you're in a place of being able to execute something, there's typically envy, jealousy, or some type of resentment. And not necessarily at that person, but it's internal. And they wish they would have or could have done what you're doing now.
Yep.
And, or they see you doing something or going somewhere further than they could achieve
Yep.
during their time. And then they don't know how to process that. And most of the time it comes from a place of trying to, like, they care, but it's so easy to see that and just take it at face value, not having any understanding that it's not necessarily totally rooted in the actual experience that you're having.
Yeah.
It's always coming from the experience from their perspective. And I think it's easy to sometimes get lost in what is real to you and not, when you're hearing so many other people's projections of what you should or shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
Because then you, like you say, like now you start getting separated from yourself and you don't know where you stand within all of that.
If you're so worried about the emotions, or like it's a waste of just energy.
Yeah.
When you're worried about other people, and it takes away from what you can do for yourself.
Yeah.
It's just like there's so much negativity out there, and there's so much positivity out there. And learning how to kind of just like reframe everything as a positive, which is like, oh, you don't like this? Like, how can I help you feel better about that? Or like, if it's like one more bad response, then you can just be like, oh, this guy's just, I don't care about him at all. He's just coming from a place of negativity. Maybe you'll have a better week next week. I hope he's doing all right, type of thing, rather than just being like, this is so frustrating. Now I'm arguing with this guy online. Because, you know what I mean? Just because he's having a bad week or he's not in a good place. And like instead, like, take it as a way to just be like, I hope he's doing all right.
Yeah.
There's something obviously more is going on than that thing that I said about diet that really seemed to ruin his day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But like that stuff used to like bother me. But like now it's like I might not reply at all. Because you can just tell with most of them that they're just trying to get a rise.
Exactly.
And it's just, I'm just like, they got something bigger going on than whatever is happening, and I shouldn't allow somebody like that to affect my day and my outlook or my sense of worth to myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So, that's fun. All right, that was a side tangent. Let's get back to this because we're like 40 minutes in. It was a good one. So you're going to do the meditative flow. That's where we dropped off when I cut out to ask if you were calm down to PR or...
Yeah.
My ADHD really fucking sent us on a side note there.
It was a very fun journey. It was a fun journey.
Yeah.
You know, because there was so much valuable information there. But yeah, like, so over the last few years, I've really been cultivating my intuitive relationship with myself. And I'm really excited about getting more intentional about applying things in that more meditative flow base. Finding ways to be present and really maximizing the intentionality behind what it is I'm doing. One of the things I had done in the past was kind of like what I was saying earlier, where I would give a very, like, an intentional command, an intentional direction. So when I'm doing this movement, the purpose of this for me was to get stronger. So I'm going to say, I'm getting stronger now, I'm getting stronger now. Then I would do more of like agility or explosive stuff, and like now I'm getting faster, I'm getting more explosive. When I was doing mobility, it's like now I'm getting more mobile. Now I'm enjoying this mobility. Now I'm able to access this mobility whenever and however I like, freely and pain-free. And
I'll cut you off really quick.
Yeah.
It sounds absolutely nuts, but when you start doing this stuff, the amount of one thing about being a business partner with Nick is he'll bring some of this stuff in your life, and you're so just everything in your being, it's just uncomfortable to do this kind of stuff. So like it's almost like a magnet forcing away from you from doing it. And as soon as you decide to like flip the magnet upside down and just do it, a lot of these like crazy things that he says in terms of like the visualization or the positive like self-talk while you're doing stuff makes improvements happen like 2x, like faster.
Well, here I'll just give you
Because the intentionality
yeah.
behind it now, instead of just going through motions, or like
Yeah.
even now your brain understands what your body's doing, even though like it did before, but it's like now it's understanding on a deeper level. And it's fun.
It's like here's the two pieces of simple science behind this. By doing the affirmations and self-talk, you are literally actively programming your brain. When you pair that with exercise in and of itself creates new neural pathways. So instead of just creating new neural pathways for movement with like, basically it's just taking the same script in the brain and playing it with new muscles. So when I said like I would just be putting on all of this mass on a shaky foundation, that foundation was a systemic program that led me into multiple healing opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've been doing is like, all right, what has been going on? So anyway, exercise, you're creating new neural pathways. Why not insert very empowering, specific, intentional programs that then with the association, the brain will take with that and literally run with it. So you're literally maximizing, instead of doing something without any intention, you're just doing it. You're gonna get results, which is great. But now I'm excited to see how, when you place this much intentionality into it, how much more comes out of it. It is actually reprogramming the brain, permanently so,
Okay.
empoweringly. Now visualization is pretty cool because visualizing a movement physically stimulates all of the muscles to perform that movement without actually having to move. And the purpose of this is because if you're visualizing something, typically it's because you're going to be doing it. So the brain is basically prepping the body. Hey, turn on and be ready. But the cool thing is like the brain doesn't actually know what's real and what's not. It just sees the visualization, and when you apply any feeling to that or actual motion, you're really creating this awesome synergy between the mind-muscle connection on a much, much deeper level. So it's basically like, instead of just having 1 rep, or if you're doing sets of 8, through that visualization, you're actually compounding the actual activation of those muscles.
Yeah, and you said mind-muscle connection, and that's like one, like in every bodybuilder's career, right? There's that moment that you go from just lifting weights to like seeing and feeling it in different places.
Yeah.
And then that jump in your physique that year is when you have that mind-muscle connection to when you were just moving stuff. And mostly it's your back.
Yeah.
Arms are like easy to grow, all this other stuff. But I remember the year that I found mind-muscle connection in my back. And I have pictures of my back before and my back afterwards. And it's like just double the size, way better definition. And it's because I learned how to like think so it would happen, and then be able to contract a muscle that much better. And that's pretty much what he's saying.
Yeah.
It's being able to have that mind-muscle connection everywhere. Now it's not just in contracting a muscle. Now it's in being more explosive, being stronger, being all of this stuff, and getting you to fucking believe that you can do those things. As we talk to half of our fucking athletes and just be like, you're the hardest worker out there. Believe that you deserve it.
Well, here's a cool piece by doing that, right? With that mind-muscle connection, did that not give you confidence?
Yeah.
Did that not make you feel not only confident, but in control over all of your movements?
Yeah.
And you could also really feel the difference when maybe a rep wasn't the same. Like, oh, okay, I know what I need to do.
Yeah, like that
right?
was a bad rep. Gotta
Yeah,
get one more.
yeah. And like your ability to control it, your stability, and your ability to know when something was off within that muscle, and knowing what you need to do to help alleviate that or fix that.
And the fun thing was, I was moving probably 80% of the weight that I was using before, because I was doing with bad form and was using a bunch of other muscles to recruit.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing less work and getting better results because simply by getting my mind into the mix, which is just it's a fun thing to learn from. All right, cool. So you're gonna be